Nursery rhymes are the innocent theme tunes to our childhood, sung to us by our parents or carers to soothe us into a calm and relaxing slumber. Nursery rhymes once took a different form, being elements of propaganda, spreading information from town to town in the form of song between one town to another in a time when social media was void. Some nursery rhymes even had a quaint dance route to accompany them. What were these messages? What was the messages portraying? Here are 5 nursery rhymes with their hidden meanings. Bar bar black sheep. Bar bar black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. One for the master, one for the dame, and one for the little boy who lives down the lane. The term black sheep attributes to the fact that black-colored sheep were a rare commodity in Britain in 1200s, and so the price for this wool was higher than that of wool from a white sheep. As innocent as this rhyme may seem about a sheep and its wool, the meaning comes from King Edward I imposed tax on wool in 1275. The harsh tax resulted in 1/3 of the wool being given to the king, or the master, another third for the church, or the dame, and the remaining third for the farmers, with the original lyrics stating, "And none for the little boy who cries down the lane," a reference to the poverty of farmers during that time. 3 blind mice. 3 blind mice, 3 blind mice, see how they run, see how they run, they all ran after the farmer's wife, who cut off their tails with a carving knife. Did you ever see such a thing in your life, as 3 blind mice? Already dark in the sense of cutting of a tail with a carving knife, this nursery rhyme may have gotten its origins in the conspiracy of 3 Protestant bishops, among many, who aimed to overthrow Queen Bloody Mary's tyranny. Archbishop of Canterbury Thomas Cranmer, Hugh Latimer, and Nicholas Radley were unsuccessful and burned at the stake for heresy. The reference to blindness may be an allusion to their firm adherence to their religious convictions. Mary, Mary, quite contraire. How does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells, and pretty maids all in a row. While we think of contrariness as a tiny character flaw and the nursery rhyme full of flowering plants, this is actually a reference to Queen Mary I of England, also known as Bloody Mary. Because of her firm belief in Catholicism, she heavily persecuted and executed hundreds of Protestants. The executions could be a simple chop of the head or to be burnt at the stake, all done after torture. The garden is referring to the cemeteries being filled with corpses from those who were executed. Silver bells and cockle shells are devices used to torture an individual, one of which would be attached to the genitals, being weighed down, effectively ripping off their manhood. The other would be screwed into the limbs of an individual. As for the pretty maids all in a row, this refers to the maiden, an early form of the guillotine, which would chop off your head, sometimes taking multiple blows before the head would be severed. Ring around the rosy. Ring around the rosy. A pocket full of posies. A tissue, a tissue. We all fall down. We are all familiar with the dance that comes with this quaint nursery rhyme. A group of children, hand in hand, dance in a circle together, only to plop down onto the ground when they chant, "We all fall down." The origins of this dates back to 1665 and the Great Plague of London. An estimated 15% of England's population died in the plague, otherwise known as the Black Death. As part of the symptoms, an infected individual would gain rosy rashes. As a way of warding off the smell and superstition saying they would be immune to the plague, people would walk around with a pocket full of posies to cover the awful smell from the rash. A tissue refers to sneezing and coughing, which is other symptoms of the disease. We all fall down refers to the ultimate end, when they would fall down dead. In other renditions of the rhyme, a tissue is replaced with ashes, meaning ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. If you ever wondered why this nursery rhyme ends with Jack breaking his crown and Jill coming tumbling after him, it's probably because it has less than sunny origins in the first place. One theory is that it talks about the French Revolution, when Louis XVI of France and his wife Marie Antoinette were convicted of treason and consequently beheaded, the reference to Jack's losing his crown and Jill tumbling after him. However, the rhyme is said to have been in existence at least 30 years before that event. An alternative origin story is that it's a parody on the reformation of tax laws on liquid measures during the reign of King Charles I. Parliament turned down his proposal, so King Charles I pushed to reduce the volume to half and quarter pints, which were then known as Jacks and Jills.